Hello students, firstly welcome to all of us in the class BCom part 3. Firstly, we know that what is our optional subjects. There are 4 optional subjects at BCom part 3 level. Number 1 advanced accountancy, number 2 advanced costing, number 3 advanced banking, and number 4 industrial management. Of these 4 specialization, you have to choose only one specialization. We may call it optional subjects. I am concerned with advanced accountancy. In this semester, there are 2 papers of advanced accountancy. Advanced accountancy paper 1 and advanced accountancy paper 2. And in next semester, there are also 2 accounting paper named as advanced accountancy paper 3 and advanced accountancy paper 4. It means that there are 4 papers of this optional group for a year. Now we are concerned with semester 5. In semester 5 there are 2 accountancy paper, advanced accountancy paper 1 and advanced accountancy paper 2. But I am concerned with advanced accountancy paper 2. Though title of paper is advanced accountancy paper 2, it is actually auditing. So I have written here, see on screen, advanced accountancy into bracket auditing paper 2. This is a new part of our learning. We know that there are certain words which are connected with our record keeping. So firstly bookkeeping, secondly accountancy, and thirdly auditing. Now we are going to discuss syllabus of advanced accountancy, that is auditing paper 2. In examination you choose correctly title of the paper or course or subject advanced accountancy paper 2 semester 5 paper code 19 1956. Examination nature, as earlier we know that our structure is regarding examination. Total marks for each paper 100 marks. These 100 marks have been divided into 2 parts. First part, semester end examination, it carries 60 marks. Second part, continuous comprehensive evaluation, it carries 40 marks. It means that 60 plus 40 is equal to 100. But students should kindly remember that you have to complete internal work covered under continuous comprehension evaluation, and it carries 40 marks. Separate head of passing is required. Here passing head means what? It means there are 2 heads of passing. One head is continuous comprehensive evaluation and another is semester end examination. If you have passed in one head and failed in another head, you will be declared as fail. Therefore student must take into account we have to pass in both heads of passing. Course Subject objectives. While designing syllabus, these things are taken into consideration. So, objectives. Every work has objective. Every task has objective. So, these are the three objectives of this paper. Number one, to gain working knowledge of generally accepted auditing procedure, techniques and skills. Auditing is an intelligent work. Therefore, to know this entire work, procedure, techniques and skills is the basic objective of this paper. To acquaint the students with the audit procedure adopted in various organizations. There are various types of organization, profit making organizations and non-profit making organizations. So what auditing procedure followed in different kind of organization, we have to learn it. Third one, to familiarize the students with the role of company auditor. We know that company is an artificial person. It is created by law. So what is the role of auditor of the company? We will discuss later on. This is syllabus. It is introduced from the current year, that is from June 2021. This is revised syllabus. So there are 4 chapters of this paper. Firstly, we concerned with unit number 1, Introduction to Auditing, where accountancy ends, auditing starts. In it, we have to learn 4 parts. 1.1, Origin of auditing, meaning and definitions of auditing, objectives, scope, features and basic principles of auditing. 1.2, Advantages, limitations of auditing. What are the advantages derived from auditing? What are the limitations of auditing? We are going to discuss later on. Difference between accountancy and auditing. What exactly there is a difference? We will learn. 1.3, Types of audit. Basically, there are 2 types of audit: external audit and internal audit. Qualities of an auditor and introduction to auditing standards. What qualities are required to an auditor and what are the auditing standards? We learned accounting standards, but presently we are concerned with auditing standards. 1.4, Concept and scope of internal control. Internal check and its significance. Internal control is a concept. Under it comes internal audit, internal check, but we are discussing here internal check and its significance. This is unit number 1. Firstly, we are concerned with this unit. Second unit of our syllabus is vouching, verification, valuation and investigation. Here in this unit there are 4 parts: vouching one part, verification second part, valuation third part and investigation fourth part. 2.1, Vouching. Vouching meaning, objects and importance. Vouching of cash transactions, credit purchase, and credit sales. We know that in accountancy, no transactions are recorded without documentary evidence. So all documentary evidence are covered under vouching. 2.2 Verification, meaning, objectives, and significance. Verification of common assets and liabilities. Verification means to check the reality, to make physical verification of the property. In verification, we are going to learn meaning of verification, objectives of verification, significance of verification, and verification of common assets and liabilities. We know that basically there are two types of assets, fixed asset and current assets. We are going to learn what procedure is followed regarding verification of these assets and liabilities. Valuation, meaning of valuation, basis of valuation, valuation of fixed assets, valuation of current assets, difference between verification and valuation. This is third part of this chapter. 2.4 Investigation. Investigation is a special type of inquiry. It is in addition to auditing. In auditing, we are going to check the books of accounts, records, and documents. But in investigation is conducted for specific purpose. To fulfill that purpose, investigation is carried out. So it is in addition to audit. In investigation, we are going to learn meaning of investigation, reasons of carrying out investigation, difference between audit and investigation. This is second unit. Third unit, audit of various organization. 1 plus 1 makes an organization. Every organization is formed to fulfill its objectives. There are two types of organization: profit making organizations and non-profit making organization. We are considering both types of organizations here. 3.1 Audit of banks. We know that there are various types of banks: nationalized banks, non-nationalized banks, cooperative banks, regional rural banks. So what points should be taken into consideration while conducting an audit of the bank? That is important. Audit of banks. In it, we are going to learn introduction, internal control system of banks, and special points in audit of banks. We are focusing here three important things. One is introduction about audit of banks. Second is internal control system followed by banks, and special point in audit of banks. This is profit making organization. Audit of cooperative societies. We know that there is a separate ministry created by our central government at central level, that is Ministry of Cooperation. So cooperation is the subject of state, but there is now presently a new ministry is created in our central government. Audit of cooperative societies. Introduction, appointment of auditor, and special points in audit of cooperative societies. Here also three things are very important. Introduction about cooperative societies and its audit. What qualification required for appointment of an auditor? and special points in audit of cooperative society. Another part, audit of charitable societies. Audit of charitable societies, it means that these societies, these organizations are formed for charity purpose. They serving society by different manner. So here audit of charitable society, a charitable society is essential, especially to weaker sections, that is very helpful. Introduction about audit of charitable societies, need and special points in audit of charitable societies. 3.4, that is 4 point under it, audit of nursing homes. There are different types of nursing homes. Introduction, nature and special points in audit of nursing homes. This is unit number 3. Unit number 4, company audit. A company is one of the popular form of business organizations. But here for company audit we are concerned with provisions of Companies Act 2013. We know that our previous act or Companies Act 1956 is very important, but here new act came into force. That's why we are considering new provisions regarding company audit as per the Companies Act 2013. There are 4 parts. Part first, appointment of company auditor, qualification of company auditor, disqualification of company auditor. Then removal of auditor. Removal means remove from work of audit. Remuneration of auditor and rights of an auditor. This is second part. Third one, audit report, meaning importance, elements and qualities of a good audit report. Types of audit. Types of audit report. There are 2 types of audit report we are going to learn, that is clean audit report, that is also known as unqualified audit report, and second one, qualified audit report. So this is the syllabus of our paper titled as Advanced Accountancy into bracket Auditing Paper 2. Actually this is a paper regarding auditing matter only. No accountancy like previously we learn, that type of accountancy is not here. Here only theoretical part is in this theoretical part is covered under this subject. This is the syllabus of semester 5. After getting information about the various units covered under syllabus, we must know that what are the references. There are various books available in the market, but we have given here certain references to you. 1. Principles of auditing. This is book, reference book. Author is D. Paula. Practical auditing, written by B. N. Tandon. Contemporary auditing, Kamal Gupta. Principles and practice of auditing, R. G. Saxena. Principles and Practice of Auditing, Biswa Mohana Jaina and Sanjay Kumar Satpathy. Company Accounts and Auditing Practices, N.S. Zhad. These are the references. Besides them, there are certain textbooks, another reference books available in the market. In addition, you, you have to refer websites. I have given here two websites, www.icai.org. You may visit this website. Another website, www.icsi.org. This is another website. Also, various material is also available on Google. But check the authenticity of that material. Continuous comprehensive evaluation. We previously discussed that in our examination pattern there are two important heads. One is continuous comprehensive evaluation, in shortly we may call it CEE. It carries 40 marks. This allocation of 40 marks is provided here. There are three important components of 40 marks. Number one component, active participation in classroom and academic events. It carries 5 marks. It means that you should have attained all lectures continuously. It carries 5 marks. Number two, project work, practical, lab work, on the job training and seminar. Out of these, only one we have to choose and work on it. It carries 20 marks. Assignment, interview, group discussion, studies tour, field visit. Of these, only one we have to choose. It carries 15 marks. We may conduct group discussion online, or we may provide assignment that will be informed you later on. So out of 40 we have to obtain 16 marks for passing. If you have obtained below than 60 marks, you will be declared as a fail. So take precaution to complete this CCE seriously. Criteria of passing. Firstly, I explained that there are two heads of passing and we have to pass under each head separately. Separately passing is there. Combined passing, though you got more marks, but you are failed in one head, you will be declared as a fail. Therefore, students should keep in mind we have to pass separately under two heads. First head of passing. First head of passing is continuous comprehensive evaluation. For your information, I have it written here, continuous internal assessment. CCE means internal work within the our class. Various activities are to be taken. So these it carries continuous comprehensive evaluation. It means continuous internal assessment. It carries 40 marks, and for these 40 marks there are three different parts of 40 marks I have previously explained. We have to require to get 16 marks for passing for each paper. There are there are 7 papers at semester 5. 6 for compulsory, 2 optionals, and another new paper is added by the government, that is Constitution of India. It means that there are 7 papers for semester 5 and there are 6 papers for semester 6. So it is newly added from last year, and it is concerned with semester 5 only. New paper added in our semester 5, that is Constitution of India. All study material of that paper is available on university website. No separate lectures are conducted for that, but you have to refer that material, and it is just like environmental studies, democracy. So continuous internal assessment. Out of 40 marks, we have to require to obtain minimum 16 marks per passing. This is the passing criteria. Then second part, semester end examination. In shortly, we may call it C. That theory type exam or multiple choice questions type exam, whatever may be, that will be informed later on to you. It carries 60 marks. In semester end examination, we have to obtain minimum 24 marks for passing. So we have required to obtain minimum 16 marks. Minimum 16 marks for continuous comprehensive evaluation, that is internal assessment work. We have to obtain 24 marks out of 60 for passing our semester end examination. In short, we have to require to obtain minimum 40 marks, out of 100 for passing. But one score get in one part is not important. We have to maintain balance for passing. So kindly remember that there are 2 important components of passing. One is continuous comprehensive evaluation. It carries 40 marks. Out of 40, we have to require to obtain 60 marks. Then semester end examination, it carries 60 marks. Out of 60 marks, we have to required to obtain minimum 24 marks. So overall passing is for 40 marks. So students should note that the 40 marks is passing criteria for each paper. So focus on our discussion and consider what is important and what should be taken precautions for getting more marks. So this is all about our syllabus, examination nature, heads of passing. In this syllabus part, we firstly introduced what is the syllabus of auditing, and we also focused on what is the examination nature, and lastly we discussed what is the passing criteria for each paper. So this is all about syllabus. I am thankful to all of you for patiently and seriously learning. Thank you.